Speed is the most electrifying weapon on the football field. And in the mid-1990s, as passing offenses tried to stretch the field, every team wanted a wide receiver who had it. Along came a player from Ohio who could torch defenders with ease. I'm Steven Jackson, and in this episode of Legends, we look back at the career of Joey Galloway. He had blazing speed. He was incredibly resilient. And for 16 seasons, one of the ultimate deep threats of his era. Joseph Scott Galloway was born on November 20th, 1971 in Bel Air, Ohio. With 108 catches, over 2,200 yards, and 27 touchdowns in his high school career, he was the talk of Ohio. It was no surprise when Ohio State Buckeyes came calling. A knee injury grounded him as a sophomore, but Galloway bounced back as a junior. He averaged 20 yards per catch and led the Big Ten with 927 receiving yards. He also scored 13 touchdowns to earn first-team All-Big Ten and third-team All-American honors. Injuries affected Joey's senior season as well, but he ended on a high note with 2 touchdown performances against Alabama in the Citrus Bowl. He was clearly an impact player. But to NFL scouts, there was one thing that clearly stood out, and that was Galloway's speed. He went 8th overall to the Seattle Seahawks, and it didn't take long for him to make a name for himself in the NFL. By the end of his rookie season, he hauled in 67 passes for over 1,000 yards and 7 receiving touchdowns. He had the league's longest punt return, an 89-yard touchdown against the Giants, and the longest rushing play of the season, an 86-yard touchdown against the Jaguars. It was clear. Put the ball in Joey Galloway's hands, and good things happened. Over the next few seasons, Galloway established himself as one of the NFL's premier deep threats. From 1995 through 1999, 11 of his 42 touchdowns went for more than 50 yards. But Galloway wasn't just about speed. He was a sharp route runner. He had soft hands, and he had the ability to deliver in the clutch. 15 of the 42 touchdowns Joey scored for Seattle put them in the lead. Still, for all of Galloway's success for the Seahawks, Seattle never had a solid quarterback to throw him the ball. He was sent to the Dallas Cowboys in 2000 in a blockbuster trade, and the hope was that he would replace the retired Michael Irvin. But in his first game in Dallas, Galloway tore his ACL, a devastating injury for a player who relied on his speed. It could have easily been the end of the story, but not for Galloway. He worked tirelessly to return to the field and played all 16 games for the Cowboys in 2001 and in 2002. His resilience became one of his defining traits of his career. Unfortunately, quarterback issues limited just how much impact Galloway could have in Dallas. Concussions forced Troy Aikman to retire, and the Cowboys struggled to replace him. In 2004, Galloway was traded to Tampa Bay. Incredibly, in his mid-30s, he had the most productive stretch of his career. From 2005 to 2007, Joey posted 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. His longevity was almost as remarkable as his speed. Over 16 NFL seasons, Galloway had 701 receptions, 10,950 receiving yards, and 83 total touchdowns. Remarkably, 22 of those 83 touchdowns came from 50 yards or more. 1 touchdown out of every 4. No other receiver in NFL history, not Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison, Jerry Rice, or Randy Moss, came even close. And yet, despite his incredible production, Joey Galloway never earned a Pro Bowl selection. It's mind-boggling. Joey Galloway wasn't just a receiver. He was a game breaker. He was a leader and a survivor. Few can match his speed, and fewer can match his drive. And that's why Joey Galloway is a legend.